Hello, welcome to the Met Office 10-day trend. We're going to see some big changes with the weather over the next 10 days. Good news if you don't like the rain. This fairly typical scene on Wednesday, but the change isn't happening immediately. So for the next few days, we can expect more showers and the weather to remain on the cool side. But then, especially through the weekend, we are expecting things to turn a lot drier, sunnier, and eventually things warming up a little bit. We're not promising much heat at this stage, just temperatures getting back closer to or a bit above average as we go through next week. But it will be significant because it has been on the chilly side for a while now. What's going on? Well, simply we're shifting pressure patterns. Low pressure dominating through Wednesday. Fast forward to Monday and it's high pressure sitting across the UK. Show you those again. Low pressure on Wednesday. Weather fronts bringing rain, isobars close together. It's blustery, it's gusty and it's cool. By the time we get to Monday, high pressure, not as many isobars. The winds will be lighter. High pressure bringing dry weather and probably a fair bit of sunshine too. That's next week. Before then, we've still got low pressure dominating on Thursday, bringing cool and showery conditions across the east coast, particularly across northern England early on, but it should dry up a little bit here. Heavy showers from Northern Ireland through Wales, the Midlands, across southern England too. Some sunny spells, but no great warmth. We might get into the teens across the south, temperatures again across much of Scotland, despite some dry and bright weather, only 9 or 10 Celsius. So it's still on the cool side. The low pressure does ebb away during Thursday, but it's not immediately replaced by that high. We've got another low to contend with drifting across the south during Friday night. So that could bring some heavy rain. Notice it's not a particularly intense low. There's not a lot of isobars with it. And that's because it's not really developing much. We're not calling it an intensifying area of low pressure. And the reason for that, well, we have to look high up in the atmosphere at the jet stream. Now, this is the picture for the next couple of days. We're on the northern side of the jet stream, the cooler side. Here's that low that's moving in for Friday and Saturday. And notice the jet's not particularly strong. The pink colours, the core of the jet, not especially dominant. So that's why that low isn't really intensifying as it moves across the UK. Where the jet does get really lively through the next few days is out in the Atlantic. And this is kind of triggered by the severe storms that's going on across the US at the moment. But look at the jet stream by Saturday. It's really driving south and some brighter pinky purpley colours there, the core of the jet intensifying. And what happens is the jet dives south and that amplifies, as we say, the jet and pushes it northwards to the west of the UK, and eventually then it arches over the UK. And we're in then an upper ridge. We're on the warmer side of the jet by Sunday, and it's in this upper ridge area, whereas at the surface we're going to see that high pressure starting to move in. So the high pressure taking control through the weekend. So we're really expecting this changeover during the weekend. Saturday, still a fair few showers around, some sunshine, the showers fading through the day, and generally most places set for a fine day on Sunday with some sunshine, but it doesn't warm up immediately. It takes a while, so gardeners, well, still take note, frosts possible, especially so on Sunday morning. Yes, that warming process is going to take a while. The cold air still in place during Saturday, but let's build the high pressure in through Sunday and Monday and notice how those blue colours disappear. But the yellow and orange colours don't really swamp the UK. Still some tinges of green there by Monday. So we're only really at this stage looking at temperatures getting back closer to average, especially so in the east. Then what happens next week? Well, that high pressure should stick around. It looks like it's going to dominate. There are weather fronts out in the Atlantic and some uncertainty about how far they will push in, the threat of some bringing some rain across the northwest. But for most places, that high pressure promises a lot of dry weather next week. Many places seeing sunny spells by day. Big question mark, how much will we warm up? And for that, well, day-by-day variations on the position of the high and the exact direction of the wind, well, that will have a big impact on what we see temperature-wise. Will it really warm up that much? Well, the continent at this stage hasn't warmed up. So even if we get the winds from the continent, not necessarily looking at temperatures rocketing, but it should certainly feel quite a bit warmer than it has done for the past few days. And how long will the high pressure last? Well, it looks like most of next week. This graphic telling us that the high pressure will dominate for a while. Now, don't worry too much about the numbers. It's mostly about the colours. These are the computer runs over recent days, and these are the forecast days going along the top. So the weekend is here, and you can see the blue colours dominating for the next 2 or 3 days. Blue means low pressure. And as we've seen, that's what we're expecting, low to stick around. But then the high pressure builds in, and it probably will last, it looks like, well into next week. And only some uncertainty as we get right towards the end of next week, as you'd expect. That is 8 or 9 days away. So for the majority, dry weather will dominate throughout next week. We should see some sunshine, and we'll probably see those temperatures rising a little bit at this stage. As always, with the 10-day trend, things can vary day on day, so make sure you keep up to date with the very latest forecasts by sticking with the Met Office and going to our website, downloading our app, or following us on social media.